Initial Insult by Mindy McGinnis. You really have to read everything she's ever written. Now, in this book, first book of the duology, award-winning author Mindy McGinnis draws inspiration from Edgar Allan Poe and masterfully delivers a dark, propulsive mystery in alternating points of view that unravels a friendship forevermore. Now, in this story, you're going to meet Tress Montour, and she knows that her family used to mean something until she didn't have a family anymore. When her parents suddenly disappeared 7 years ago while driving her best friend home, Tress lost everything. She might still be a Montour, but the entire town shuns her now that she lives with her drunken, one-eyed grandfather at what locals refer to as the White Trash Zoo, a wild animal attraction featuring a zebra, a chimpanzee, and a panther, among other things. Felicity Tornado has it all. She has the looks, the money, and a secret that she's kept hidden. She knows that one misstep could send her tumbling from the top of the social ladder, and she's worked hard to make everyone forget that she was with the Montours the night they disappeared. Now, Felicity has buried what she knows so deeply that she can't even remember what it is, only that she can't look at Tress without having panic attacks. But she'll soon have to, because Tress has a plan. A Halloween costume party at an abandoned house provides the ideal situation for Tress to pry the truth from Felicity, brick by brick, as she slowly seals her former best friend into a coal chute. With a wild party above them and a loose panther on the prowl, Tress will have her answers or settle for revenge. Now, if you love Edgar Allan Poe, if you love crazy mystery thriller stories, heck, if you love The Tiger King, then this is definitely your next great read. Once again, that is The Initial Insult by Mindy McGinnis.
In the Wild Light by Jeff Sentner is a realistic coming-of-age novel, and I'll say this up front, is a book that really spoke to me and is one of my favorite books from the last several years. It's about two lifelong friends from Appalachia who, as teens, might have the chance to break away from the cyclical poverty that plagues that region. Cash's mom died from opioids. His grandfather is dying from emphysema. Cash would be the first person to tell you that his best friend, Delaney, is a genius, but he's certainly not the last. Delaney makes a discovery in a local cave that leads to a medical breakthrough, and it earns her national attention. It also earns her a scholarship to an elite prep school on the East Coast, but she says she'll only go if Cash gets to go as well. It's a completely different world from where they grew up, and Cash struggles with feelings that he doesn't belong and a desire to return home to the very place that he knows he needs to leave. This is that rare book that transcends the young adult genre. It speaks to the power of life, of love, and of friendship like very few others can. I absolutely adored this book, and I hope that it speaks to you as much as it did me.
What Beauty There Is by Corey Anderson for young adults and teen readers. Jack is having a very bad week. A very, very bad week. His mother is suddenly out of the picture, his house is being repossessed, and he and his brother are running out of food. What he needs is money. His father's hidden briefcase of stolen cash, to be exact. The problem is there are at least 3 meth dealers, a crazed murderer, and the police between him and the money he needs to survive. Will Jack be able to stave off CPS and stay alive long enough to get the money and get away with his little brother? Check out What Beauty There Is.
When it comes to the streets, there's rules. Don't get beat in front of a girl. If you claim to be a man, prove it. Eye for an eye, bullet for a bullet, life for a life. That's the code. But now with my baby boy here, all those rules are about to change. You want to honor the dead? Live for them.
Every 7 years, the Agon begins. As punishment for a past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals, hunted by descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. And all of this murdering and chasing is happening in the heart of New York City. Lore, the main character, is a descendant of a famous Greek goddess, but she quit this whole world long ago. Her family was brutally murdered by a sadistic rival line, and she turned her back on the whole thing. She doesn't want to have anything to do with this world anymore. She wants to be a normal human. For years, she has pushed away any thought of revenge against the man, now a god, responsible for her family's deaths. But Lore can't stop destiny, and it turns out no matter what she does, she's going to be thrown into the midst of this chaos. This book was Percy Jackson meets The Hunger Games. I absolutely loved it. It was probably, hard to say, probably my favorite book of the summer, and it is a standalone book. Normally fantasy books like this are the first one in a series of 432 and you never finish it. This one stands alone. It starts, it stops, and it rocks and rolls all the way through the middle. Highly recommend it. Beck and Vivian never got along, but they always tried to because they had the same best friend, Cassie. But after the town moves on way too fast after Cassie's murder, Beck and Vivian finally find common ground: vengeance. They memorialize Cassie by secretly painting murals of her around town, a message to the world that Cassie won't be forgotten. But Beck and Vivian are keeping secrets, like the third passenger riding in Beck's VW bus with them, Cassie's ghost. But not everybody likes their murals, because they challenge Bell Firearms, the company that runs their hometown, because the son of Bell Firearms is the one who murdered Cassie. The town isn't necessarily on board, and these girls are picking a fight with a major corporation. All of this drama catches the attention of a true crime podcaster with a secret connection to Bell Firearms. To find out where this all comes together, check out We Can Be Heroes. Oscar and his Swedish grandfather run a food truck together. Oscar's just trying to get through high school so he can focus on their business. But then high-strung perfectionist Lou gets Oscar involved in her service project and plans change. Suddenly Oscar's not sure what his future holds. If you like donuts, food trucks, relationships, and love, check out Donuts and Other Proclamations of Love. Hey, I'm going to tell you guys about the most unexpected book that I read this summer. This one's called Eat Your Heart Out by Kelly DeVos. So it's Christmas break, and a bunch of rich kids are sent to fat camp by their parents over Christmas break to try to lose some weight. And they're given at this fat camp, they're eating these diet bars that are helping them lose extreme amounts of weight. Except they also turn the campers into zombies. So before you know it, you've got kids on the run, zombies trying to kill them, dangerous experiments, people trying to cover it up. It's funny, it's silly, it's adventurous, and it's also kind of a political commentary on the way we view obesity in America. I couldn't put it down. I loved it. It was just the right kind of weird. Guillermo's done his time and he's ready for a fresh start. But when his volunteer work at the community center puts him in the same room as the one girl he's not supposed to have anything to do with, and even though London isn't supposed to, she's drawn to Guillermo. Being together might be a disaster, and it might be the one thing that sends Guillermo back to lockup. But sometimes, love is reckless. Well, that's it, guys. That's this year's Gateway Award nominees. Stop by the library and check them out. And heck, even if you don't want to read a book, stop by the library and say hi to me and Dual Dog. See you all soon.